We have already learnt about tokens. Separator is another type of token. It is also called punctuators. Java uses 9 punctuators. Another key token is operator. Operators are the special symbols that cause an action to take place. These are the operators used in Java. Now, we have already learnt about different types of data types available in Java. Java uses data types to identify data and dictates the method of handling it. Broadly classified, there are two kinds of data types: primitive and reference. Primitive data type are also called fundamental data types or intrinsic data type, and reference data types are also called extrinsic data types. There are 8 primitive data types. These are the primitive data types, which are fundamental data type that can be used and manipulated in Java. Reference data types are constructed from primitive data types. These are classes, arrays, and interface. Their storage mechanism is different from primitive data types. Primitive data types are also again classified as numeric integral primitive type, also called integer primitive type, fractional primitive type, character primitive type, and Boolean primitive type. Numeric integral types are all integral numeric types which store integer values, that is whole number only. Here is a table which describes the storage size and the range of values supported by numeric integral types are given over here. Fractional numeric type, also called floating point data type. They store fractional data, that is having numbers having the decimal point. These are fractional numeric type and float double. Their sizes, how much size they take to be stored in computer's memory, and ranges of data, these all are given over here. Character type data, which stores one character, it can store Unicode character. The description is given over here. This is the character primitive data type. And finally, Boolean data type, which can store either true value or false value. Java reserves 8 bits for Boolean data type, but uses only one bit. Here are some lists. Here is the list of data type, value and data type, how the data or values can be represented. Notice float type, when we are writing, we are giving one F attaching after the fractional number. So, like this, Boolean has true value, different data types and different values are given over here. Now, this is very important, how to declare data in a program. As we know the data type, so in Java program we must mention the data type along with the before declaring the variable. See the format type, that is data type, and then the variable name. So, here is the example int age. Int is the data type which indicates that age is the variable which can store integer type of data. Double pival, pival is the variable which is double type variable and it can store the fractional data. So, these are the declarations of variables. Now, initialization of a variable. Initialization means giving the first value at the time of declaration, like int val equals to 1001. Only int val indicates that it is the declaration, but as we are giving int val equals to 1001, that is with the first value 1001, the val is being used in the program. So, that time we can call that val is initialized with the value 1001. Now, often in a program we want to give a name to a constant value, means it is required to declare variable as a constant, that is whose value should not be changed, like pi should have a fixed value. In that case, the keyword final can be used before declaration of the or before initialization of that particular variable. Here tax rate equals to 0.25. This is the fixed value of tax rate as it is declared with final keyword, and throughout the program the value of tax rate will be 0.25 only. The advantage of this constant is there are two big advantages to use the constants. Number one is these make the program easier to read and check for correctness. Number two is if a constant needs to be changed, for example the tax rate should be changed here, then we do not have to change the value of tax rates everywhere in the program, only at the time of declaration, means only will change in the declaration and that will affect throughout the program. So, that is the advantage of these type of, that is symbolic constants. Here is the worksheet.